Voices of 2020 series, where we get to know for at least a few minutes some of our great seniors in the Chesapeake Public Schools. Kamelah Ribeiro is with us today, and you're the senior class president at Oscar Smith, and especially with class presidents, but really almost everybody, I start the same way. This is not really the senior year you had anticipated, I imagine.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not
What's been
at
the hardest thing about that for you?
For me personally, especially prom has been the hardest thing to deal with for me because literally we started planning prom. I became president, I want to say May this time around last year. And immediately the first thing we started talking about was prom themes and, where did we want to go for? A big thing was if we were going to change location for our class this year, we decided to stay at Granby. So we had already started on party favors, pinning things on Pinterest, stuff like that. And it's just like, gone. We had even already started making our goodie bags and stuff like that for prom because we always do a giveaway, so you have your different keepsakes like a picture frame, something so you remember prom, but didn't get to do it this year. That's definitely the hardest. I really wanted to please, and make my peers happy. I knew that I know in my heart that they would have enjoyed the night, but with everything going on, we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, right. What a shock, right? When all of a sudden, hey, we're closing schools for the rest of the year.
It was crazy. We were in English class and something told me we weren't coming back. Something told me I was like 2 weeks. I mean, what are the chances of school just closing,
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that would have been my last day.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a shock. I mean, that's some adjustment. But I've talked to several people, and I've heard people in the national media say that, all the time when we have these sorts of difficult times, we have an opportunity to grow in some way or to change, to learn something. Has that been the case for you?
Yeah, for me personally, like with not being in school, I definitely have started to learn time management already. I mean, I was in the Avid program in my school, so I kind of had an understanding of it. But when it comes to especially online learning, when you have those deadlines, you have to meet those deadlines. I mean, I have teachers that are a little more lenient with this saying, if you don't turn it in at this time, it's okay. Just try to turn it in the next day. But to me, I try to keep myself, get it done possibly 2 days earlier. And for me, I work, during this. So I have to make sure that, you get your work done. I mean, you have a job, but school is my first job. That's one thing my parents have always told me. School is your first job. So it's still just been time management. If anything, I feel like I'm more prepared for college than I ever was with online learning, teaching yourself, basically.
Yeah, right. So what, have you been at Oscar Smith all 4 years of high school?
All amazing 4 years. I love Oscar Smith with everything in my heart. I love
it. What are you going to miss the most? I mean, what did you enjoy most about high school?
For me personally, coming in my freshman year, I wasn't really the one to speak out loud about certain things, but I got more involved. I was a football manager all 4 years for Oscar Smith, so that was probably the highlight of my career being at Oscar Smith, and my relationships with my administration. A lot of students don't feel connected to their principals and stuff like that. I've talked to a lot of kids and I don't really talk to them. The only time they see them is if it's with disciplinary action or something like that. But for me, I kind of made it a point to make sure that they knew my name, building that relationship. So it came in handy, especially senior year. You need a letter of recommendation, send that email, and they got you right back. I definitely value the relationships, the bonds I've built, and just the people that I were around. That was just a bonus on top. Oscar Smith was the best. I could not imagine myself at any other school.
Oh, man, I love to hear that. That's great. So what's next for Kamelah? Where's she going?
I will be attending Virginia State University this upcoming fall, majoring in agriculture with a focus in agribusiness. Yes.
Okay. Wow. What makes you interested in that?
So for me, agriculture, I have always been interested in going to school for business, but, I was had a girl relationship with my access counselor at school. And we talked about how, with business, a lot of people get lost in that major because it's just so broad with business. Right. So last summer, I had the great opportunity to attend this summer program called Black College Institute at Virginia Tech. And we went through the different colleges at the school, learning different stuff. So we got to the College of Agriculture. And I got, really hands-on learning with agriculture and learning how we cannot function with agriculture. Like people think agriculture and they just think, oh, it's just farming in the middle of the country. You don't really do anything with it, it's just farming. But really those farms, without those farms, a lot of people would not be able to eat there would be a lot of people hungry in this world. And for me, I really want a career in that because I'm all about, helping other people. I want to make sure that no one goes to bed hungry. No one should ever do that. So I was like, okay, so I like business, I like agriculture, and then agro business. I was like, well, this is what I need. I did my research, and ever since then, I've just been headstrong on that. So yeah.
Wow, that's really something. That's great. So what makes you happy? What brings you joy, Kamelah?
Spending time with my family, definitely. Just recently, my brother just moved back home. So for the last, I've been close to my siblings all my life, but for a long time, coming up as a teenager, my brother went to school down in Louisiana. So, that's like 15 hours away. And my sister was doing grad school at Tennessee State. So to not be around them for a long time, I was really sad a lot of the time about that. I missed them, so much. So when they came back home, it's just like ever since then, like life is just always so much fun being together with my entire family, just being around them every day and being president. That definitely made me happy. Putting together different things for the senior class and seeing them happy, like on campus and off campus, like a lot of things we would do socially, we would do off campus. Okay, guys, we can go hang out here, and it's high school. So everybody's just together enjoying the moment. That's what I'm all about, just enjoying the moment and being around people that you truly do love. That makes me happy every time.
Yeah. What are you looking forward most to about going to college?
For me, it's so much to look forward to in college. Well, for me, going to Virginia State, I've always wanted to go to Virginia State since my first visit there that I did. I think it was my sophomore year. I had just joined Abbott, and I was like, wow, this is the school for me. I look forward to learning more about just a little bit of everything. I feel like in college, there's way more avenues to explore different interests that I may have than in high school. We may not have had certain clubs or certain things that I know for a fact they have at my school that I'm going to. So I look forward to doing that, networking, meeting different people. Like I said, I love my school. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I also look forward to meeting people from all different parts of the country, like learning more about different people, and try to see myself through other people's eyes. I think I like that the most about the idea of college. You're basically, like they say, it's a new chapter in your life. It's like, where will I go, in the next 4 years? That's the most exciting thing to me.
Yeah. Wow. I love your energy. Let me ask you this, and I ask everybody this. If you had advice, if you have an opportunity, and right now you do, to give advice to other graduates, other 2020 high school graduates, your classmates, what would your advice be to them?
My advice to my fellow peers would be that, in times like this, I can't even say in times like this because this is such a new situation to us, the thing my parents always tell me is you got to see the positive in the things, You may not be at school every day, but you're blessed with, say, technology to still be in contact with them. Like, don't get so caught up in what's wrong in the world. Don't do that, because with that, you're just going to keep yourself down. And even me, when all of this first happened, I was like that every day, like just waking up and it's like, I'm really not going to school. I'm really not going to prom. Like the day we were supposed to have our prom May 1st, that was the hardest day. That was commitment day. Right after commitment day, I just felt like I didn't have anything together. And it's okay to feel like you don't have things together in this time because really none of us do. I know I don't have everything together. Right. So basically just stay positive in all of this. I mean, look, you have your whole life to look forward to. This is just a small bump in the road that right now it seems like the biggest speed bump we've ever seen, but it'll all get better. That's just the mindset you got to have all the way through.
Yeah. Well, Kamelah, I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. I wish you the absolute best.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time, and you take good care of yourself.
You too. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.